Lake Louise and Lake Moraine are in the Canadian Rockies, and it used to be that you could park at the lakes, but I'm going to give you some tips on how to get the most affordable way to get a shuttle to the lakes. The Canadian National Park has its own shuttle, and you can go for $8. We'll also give you some tips on the good and the bad of the Canadian National Parks. How could anybody say anything negative about Lake Louise and Banff? It's beautiful, but we'll show you both sides, the good and the bad. Lake Louise does have some limited parking, but you have to get up early. Set your alarm for before light. The Canadian National Parks has its own shuttle, which is right now in 2025, $8. But we had to be in line about a half hour before the reservations opened, and we squeaked in and got a 9 a.m. slot to ride the bus to Lake Moraine. And then we took the bus over to Lake Louise. But if you don't get a reservation with the Park Service, there's other options that cost you quite a bit more. Right now, they were $117 a person. Yikes! We took our reservation screenshot to the booth to get our ticket. We boarded the bus at 8:45, even though our time slot was 9, and they were good. There were only 5 of us on the bus anyway. All I could say was, holy cow, looking at 10 peaks. Stick around to the end to see the not-so-pretty part. Our ticket was for Moraine Lake first. There's rock climbers up in here. This is the rock pile to see the lake. Going up. We're climbing the rock pile. It was definitely worth climbing up the rock pile, and it seemed like everybody else had the same idea. Everyone was dodging for pictures, and it was crowded. The color's incredible.
It is. Nice.
Did you know that you can subscribe and we have a money-back guarantee? But who wouldn't be satisfied? We're just a couple of cute old people. This is the rock pile that we were standing on to get pictures. Then we caught another shuttle to take us to Lake Louise, about 20 minutes away. There was a steady flow of commercial and Canadian Park shuttle buses dropping people off, and it was crowded. Kind of reminded me of Disneyland. This is getting away from it all.
Yeah.
We walked to the end of the lake, the 2.2 kilometers and beyond. And we thought it would get less crowded, and at times it did, like this. But mostly it was a lot of people. You had the slow people and the people who needed to get there right away, passing by and almost knocking an old person in the lake. There's the Fairmont and the lake and the glacier around the corner. I wasn't the old person that almost got knocked in the lake. Unfortunately, it was an old person who was walking fast. I'm not sure where they needed to be in that big of a hurry. We made it to the end, but no, let's just keep going. Let's see where everybody else is going. Those horses, maybe. We had only hiked a couple miles at Lake Moraine. Why not? It was pretty beautiful though. They're both posing, looking at us. We don't have. End of Nordic ski trail. We're almost to the end. If you want to see some more of the Canadian Rockies, check out our video on Icefields Parkway. Guess what?
We made it.
Phew!
It's been a long afternoon.
The parking lot was full and the road was full of rental RVs. A lot of people from Europe. In Lake Louise Campground, they have an electrified bear guard, and you can drive across this, but you have to walk your bike or walk through the pedestrian gate so you don't get a nice zap. The primitive side that's been closed with the bear fence, electric bear fence, is very nice, but there's a lot of shade. So if you're going to use solar, you're going to have a little bit more difficult time.
Yep.
But it's beautiful.
Yep.
The sites in the soft-sided trailer and tent campground are very nice, and they leave wood for you, but there's no electricity, and it's supposed to be cold tomorrow and rainy. I guess they mean it with these little things. The sites for hard-sided trailers and campers has big drive-through slots, but the electricity's what's nice over here.
See, it's supposed to get down to 33 degrees tonight.
And that's towards the middle of June. Quite a view from the Bow River in Lake Louise. It was a relief to get away from the crowds while we camped. Big old grizzly bear. We appreciate you coming along.